Stage. Yes, go ahead, gentlemen.
Good morning to everyone. I welcome you to the second day of Icisd 2025. After a very eventful first day, the second day begins with the keynote speeches from three eminent personalities, and we are very excited to learn from their insights, knowledge, and experience. The first speaker of the day, Dr. Balakrishnan Muniyappan, a senior teaching fellow in human resource management at College of Business, Birmingham City University, UK. Sir has more than
This meeting is being recorded.
Sir has more than 3 decades of experience in academia, research, training, and consultancy, and in management. He has previously held professional and senior faculty positions in Malaysia and in China. He has also worked in production and operation management with a large Japanese multinational company in his hometown, Malaysia. Dr. Bala is a HRM specialist and was conferred the Best Professor in HRM Award at the World Education Congress Asia's Education Excellence Award in 2014 in Singapore and at World HRD Congress in 2017 in Mumbai. He has also been a visiting professor and adjunct professor in HRM and has served as an external examiner for DBA, PhD thesis for several universities within Asia, Australia, Africa, USA, and in Europe. Dr. Bala has published over 70 research papers and articles in several international journals, conference proceedings, and book chapter, and was the recipient of the Best Research Paper Award at the 3rd National Malaysian HRM Conference in 2006. As a HRM trainer and a consultant, Dr. Bala has vast experience in conducting training and consultancy programs in HRM and has contributed tremendously towards HRM effectiveness for hundreds of organizations worldwide. With that introduction, I would like to invite Dr. Bala to deliver his keynote address. Sir, I know it is very early in UK, but we are very eager to hear from you. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And good morning to everyone, all the participants of this conference. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Arun Kumar, the dean, and the organizer of this conference for the invitations. The invitation that has given to me to speak on behalf of Birmingham City University, UK. Right, I hope I can interact with participants instead of just giving a presentation. At the end of the presentation, my presentation will take roughly, I hope to do it within 15 minutes, and then if there are time, then I can interact with all of you. Alright, let me share my slides and the topic that I'm going to present to all of you. I hope you can see the slides. If you are able to see the slides, you can just give a thumbs up. Alright, you are able to see the slide. Alright, thank you. The title of the presentation that I'm going to make, which is relevant to the theme of this conference, that is on the innovation and business sustainability. Okay, but I'm going to look at the role of human resource management, HRM, what the role HRM has to play in driving innovation and business sustainability in this digital era. We are all in a digital era. We are all connected with one another in this era. Even though I'm speaking to you from a different part of the world, and you are in different area, and yet we are still connected to each other. Now, it's important to understand what's the purpose, what you should be able to gain upon completion of this session. Number one is that you should be able to reflect on what innovation and sustainability means to HR. When I say HR means it's not only the department of HR or people with the position of HR. Today when we say human resource management of HR is a responsibility for every leader. Every leader directly or indirectly they are involved in human resource leadership or human resource management. Because there is a common saying that not every manager or a leader is a human resource manager or leader, but every leader directly or indirectly leads or manages human resources. Number two, you should be able to learn some of the proactive role you as a leader, HR leader, will be able to drive innovation and sustainability in your organization. So before we go into HR role, what the HR needs to play, the role the HR needs to play, or each and every participant at this conference, you as an individual, you can start questioning yourself, what is the role that I play? What's my role in driving innovation and business sustainability in my organization? Whichever organization that you are in, whether you are in the university, you are familiar with the concept of sustainability whereby you want to fulfill the need of current generation without compromising the need of future generation, and students of sustainability, practitioners in the field of sustainability will always remember the balance that we need to play between the people, planet and also profit, which I don't want to elaborate more. All of you know about this triple bottom line, people, planet and also profit. Now looking at the role of HRM, we are operating in a world today that completely has changed, and it is changing, and it is also going to change. We are looking into the future, next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, a lot of changes will take place. The pace of change is quite fast with the AI and also many other technologies that we use today. Now, that's the reason why I say we are living in a world where digital tools are shaping and reshaping the workplace. Things like remote work, flexible work, that was not common in the past. Maybe if you look at 20 years ago, not that common. It is becoming more and more common. Nature of work, workplaces are changing. Nature of work also changing. So, what is the role HRM have to do? They have to adapt. They need to be able to add value, not only add value but able to adapt to the changing environment with the new technologies to foster more collaboration, collaborative management, HR management. So what they can do? One of the things they can do, there are many things HR can do. One of the things HR can do is that they should be able to align the human resource strategies with innovation. If you are looking into the focus of the organization is innovation and sustainability, sustainability. That means the HR role must support the innovation and sustainability of the organization. HR strategy cannot be different from the organizational strategy. All the HRM functions, the role that the HRM plays must be aligned with the HR, must be aligned with the business and also organizational strategy. So HR must support innovation goals. They must be able to identify what are the gaps in skills. So one of the things that we do in HR is the human resource development needs, talent development needs. If you are looking at the micro level, we can say that as a training needs. You need to do the assessment. What's the competency that the employees in the organization needs in the next 3 years to 5 years? What are the competency they have currently? How are we going to close the gap? So before we close the gap, implement programs that you can train, retrain people. You need to identify what are the gaps, analyze the skills. Then you start looking into design, implementation, evaluation. And at the same time, one of the things that HR can do, very, very important, is that recognize contribution. You need to reward people who are innovative, who can contribute, who provide value to the organization. That's number one. Okay, first one is the ability of the HR to align their strategy with innovation and sustainability. Second is that we have to look at what HR can do to develop future-ready talent. Okay, what type of talents that are required in the future? In order to achieve the organizational goals and objectives, you need to prepare for the future challenges. First of all, in order to prepare for future challenges, you must be able to anticipate, you must be able to forecast, anticipate what are the challenges that are likely to be in the next 3 to 5 years. You need to also look into where the HR organization is going to be today, 2025. Okay, from 2025 you have to look at 5 years from now, 2030, 5 years, where the organization is heading to, what are the challenges, and prepare the workforce for future challenges. You can offer upskilling, reskilling opportunity. When we say upskilling, means you enhance current skills. Reskilling means you have the employee acquire new skills. Mostly focusing on digital literacy and emerging technologies. Okay, and HR role these areas should be able to support continuous learning and professional growth of the workforce. These are very, very crucial, very, very important for management in the organization to consider HR. The other role number 3, if you look at, is to cultivate the culture of creativity and experimentation. There are organizations that do not want to take a very high risk. They don't experiment something new. But it is time, today is a time where we need to encourage innovative innovation and creativity. The HR role is to create environment, organizational environment where new ideas will thrive, encourage experimentation and risk taking. Okay, how they can do that? They have to be able to provide resources, support for innovation project, work in line with work together with other functional managers, line managers, other functional areas, and also people who are very innovative, who are able to what they call produce results, needs to be rewarded and celebrate the success. And also learn from failure. If there are any failure, look at failure as a stepping stone. Look at the failure as a learning process so that you may make improvement. Okay, so make innovation as a core. Okay, remember the 3 areas when you want to do this. You have to encourage risk, provide resources, and also celebrate the learning. Encourage learning. Human resource development is all about continuous learning development, which are part of the organizational development. And some of the trends that you can see worldwide today, including where I am and also from where I came from, my origin is from Malaysia. We have a law within the Environment Act in Malaysia where it encourages, it also provides a value for employers to implement flexible work. Because flexible working has become very popular after COVID. During COVID, we are in flexible work or remote work, but we have moved towards a flexible work arrangement, flexible and also remote work. So, it's gone are the days where traditional 9 to 5 work. So, employees, if you ask, especially the current generation, it's very important to understand the generation today and what is going to be in next 5 years. Current generation, especially the new entrants to the workforce, they prefer more flexibility instead of a rigid work structure or even work environment. So the role of HR today, in line with the industry and also the trend in many parts of the world, you can offer flexible work options to employees. Remember, not all type of work you can do it, but mostly, if it is possible, you should be able to offer the flexible options to the employees. Support remote work if possible or telecommuting. Telecommuting is working from home, provide tools, resources for remote collaboration, and many more. The HR can play major roles here. The other important thing, at the same time, at the time that the technology is growing today, people are also going through a lot of stress. Okay, a lot of stress, and due to the stress, they go into depression. As a result of that, overall, due to technology, mental health of people are also affected. There is a role that HR has to play in helping employee cope with the mental health, employee well-being, and also mental balance. I can say a lot about this with statistics about mental health according to Gallup survey, the most recent Gallup survey related to employee mental health worldwide. And that's been published that a lot of employees worldwide, a lot of employees at the same time, technology is growing. A lot of AI, you're saying that AI technology is going to reduce the number of work, it is going to reduce the stress, because in the past we used to do many things manually. Now technology is helping, but at the same time, stress level of the people are also increasing because more and more tasks, more and more demands are being placed to employees to perform and also to create and innovate and all that. So mental health of the people are being affected. So one of the things HR can work is that to prioritize the employee well-being in HR strategy. You can offer programs that can support mental health, physical health, work-life balance, and to prevent stress and burnout. So what is important for HR is to create supportive and inclusive work environment, value their contribution. Mental health is just one of the health. Always remember, physical health is one. There are different types of health. Mental health, physical health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, environmental health. So learn and how or what the role human resource can play in managing, helping the employees to cope with that. Another role that HR can play, okay, I will be able to complete this in another 5 minutes. I hope it should be okay. Is to embed innovation and sustainability in HR practices. Okay, the HR must play the role to integrate innovation, sustainability into HR policies and practices. Because at times when I go for consulting work in the past, while I was in Malaysia, I looked at many organizations where HR policies tends to be very outdated. They do not update often. In fact, job description also not updated. You have to always update your HR policies. Look at review the existing policies and also practices in line with the trend and also the environment. Okay, environment you are looking into, it can be legal environment or technological environment, especially technological environment. And also promote environmentally conscious behavior, reduce environmental impact on HR practices. You also can involve employee in innovation and sustainability initiative. Alright, so these are one of the roles that HR can play. HR can also reimagine its role in terms of the need for innovation and sustainability. HR plays a key role in driving sustainability and innovation. They can focus more on talent, technology, and well-being. Okay, HR can create a better future, embrace change and adapt new challenges, and lead the new way of thinking and also sustainable business. So here they have to look at the well-being of the people, the technology, and also the talent development. So coming towards conclusion, in 2 or 3 minutes I will conclude. I have briefly, okay, I'm doing it very fast. I know the limitations of time, and of course if you have a few more minutes later, you can ask questions and interact with me. So coming back to the first, I think the question that I asked, I have given you some of the role human resource leaders. Okay, when I say human resource leaders, don't always think of human resource leaders, human resource management from the department perspective, but look at the organizational perspective. Every leader is a HR leader. Okay, example, finance leader is not a HR leader, but he has people that he has to lead. So indirectly he leads people. Okay, so HR is a function of every leader. So looking into your role, HR role, or your role, you need to ask yourself, what is your role in driving innovation and sustainability? We all can talk about sustainability and innovation. We can attend conferences, we can go, but we always have to question ourselves, what can I do to make it better, better world, to help my organization innovate, and then to make sure there are sustainability. We have to put ourselves into the picture. What's our role? We have to question. Alright, coming to a conclusion, we have to know that HR or organizational leaders, they play pivotal role in fostering innovation and sustainable business practices. How they can do it? Through talent management, employee engagement, leadership development. Then HR must ensure organizations are equipped to adapt to changing market demand, at the same time prioritizing long-term environmental and social sustainability. HR must be able to align the workforce capabilities with sustainable growth. So I can say that HR plays a major role in driving both innovation and sustainable and also responsible business growth. Alright, that's the end of my session. I hope I am able to complete the session within the time frame. And if you have questions or if you would like to interact, feel free to do it if there are any time remaining. Thank you to everyone, and thank you once again to Professor Arun and also the organizer of this conference for the invitation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your very insightful talk on the role of HRM in digital era, the use of innovation and sustainability in business practices in strategic HRM cannot be stressed enough. Now, over to Dr. Arun Kumar Shivakumar.
Sir, thank you very much for your insightful, the inputs given on sustainability and innovation. And for your kind information, we are also working with Birmingham City University on our MOU on faculty exchange and research exchange. All that we are going to do that. Shortly we will have an MOU. I think we are speaking with Andrew, right? And
Professor Andrew, yes.
Yeah, Professor Andrew. And thanks, sir. And I expect you to physically visit BIT University to, groom our faculty and students. So one day we will have an interaction. And my association with Dr. Bala is for the last 10 years. I met him in Malaysia, Bangkok, and very premier institute. He was delivering great lectures. In fact, I was a student of Bala.
I think it is last 16 years.
Last 16 years. And in fact,
I remember visiting Trichy in 2009.
Yes.
So in 2009 I met you.
In fact, Bala visited my house also. Such a great man, very humble man. That's a great personality. He is into many boards and top level executive committees. Thank you, sir. Any questions from the students? Especially any people who would like to ask any question on talent management, HR professionals? Any questions? Would you like to ask any questions?
Please raise your hands.
Yes, Professor. Please come here so that you will. HR experts. Ms. Sonal and Narishri, my HR specialist, would you like to ask any question?
Sir, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Just one question, Dr. Bala. That is how analytics plays a role in the sustainability and the talent management analytics.
Okay, alright, thank you. How analytics plays a role in sustainability and talent management. Now, HR analytics is also one of the growing field. You need to have a right ways to measure performance. HR, when I say HR analytics, there's also one more thing that is called HR metrics. HR metrics and analytics. One of the things that you can use HR metrics and analytics and metrics is that when you develop your performance management system. So we need to, let's say you are developing your performance management system. Your performance management system needs to be aligned with the corporate or organizational direction that relates to innovation and sustainability. Based on the performance directions of the organizations, you can come up with a clear system of measuring the performance. The basic thing that you have to understand, like what Tom Peters had mentioned more than 40 years ago, where he says about what gets measured will get done. If you don't measure, it is not going to be done. So if you just have within the goals and all that, but at the end of the day, it is not incorporated into the systems of measurement, performance assessment, nobody is going to do it. So everybody needs to know on the grounds by which they are going to be measured in their performance. So in the performance management system, you need to start clearly with the goal setting. Goal setting that are aligned with the sustainability, innovations, or any of the corporate direction. And then help the employee to develop the competency, monitor, appraise, and also help in the next stage of performance management system, performance goal setting. So the area related to what we call HR analytics metrics are crucial in helping the company or the organizations to develop clear, accurate, and precise performance management system. So I hope I can provide a bit more, but I'm just giving you an overview on what is expected from the HR. Alright, thank you. Anybody else would like to interact or ask?
Yes, we have one.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Sonal Shukla. So I have a question regarding the PPT.
Yeah. Yes, sure.
So you were talking about the bottom lines of sustainability, like the people, planet, and another body, something like that. Can you get back to PPT, please?
Okay. People, planet, profits. Okay, if I want to go back to the PPT, let me share the video. Okay, people, planet, and profit. Yes. So you want me to share the PPT? Okay. What I will do is that I will share the PPT with Prof. Arun, and you can share the PPT to all the participants.
Yes, my question is regarding the planet.
Okay, yeah.
The environment, sir, right?
Yes, planet is the environment.
So we will talk
Are you
about...
able to?
Yes.
Okay, are you able to see the slide?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
People, planet, and profit. If you are in a field like let's say marketing, they used to have like in the popular. I've not been following the marketing test now because completely different where I am now. Then they used to have a societal marketing concept whereby you have a company that wants profits, customers or consumers who want satisfaction, and society that wants well-being, societal well-being. So you need to balance between the three: company, customer, and also society. So you have something like a societal concept. So here is the triple bottom line for sustainability. You need to balance between the need of people, need for companies profit, and need for planet. So when we are looking at planet, it's more about environmental sustainability, environment, the planet. In fact, the environmental, the planet aspect we can look at from many angles, many perspectives. So is it clear with you, or you have any questions related to this?
My question is regarding which HR and sustainable practices closely related to planet. This environment.
Okay. Alright. Which HRI sustainability that can be used to connect?
Yes.
Have you come across research in the field of green HRI? You can do a search. Under what is known as green HRM. It's in line with the area of sustainable HRM, green HRM, meaning that all the HRM functions, HRM activity are directed towards the environment, environmental sustainability. So we are looking into training people. Now when I say HRM is not going to go directly into it, but to train the people in making sure there is no wastage. Example, one of the things is that there is no wastage. Wastage can be seen from various perspectives. Wastage, one is the wastage of resources. One of the resources that we waste is the human resources. Okay, human resources can be wasted by many ways. For example, when you do not engage the employee in a proper way, and if the employee is not happy with the organization due to inefficiency or even improper management system, or even the employee is not happy with the work environment or even the manager or even the leader, they will leave. So when the talented people leave, you are actually wasting the talent. So waste of talent is also very crucial to look at. When you waste the talent, you want to recruit, that is going to take time, that is going to take money. So as a result, organizational performance are also affected. So just by looking into one area, recruitment, you can avoid wastage of resources like people resources, human resources, by making sure that you engage your people, provide them with a good experience. Because studies have shown that if you do not take care of your people, and especially if your leadership, people normally leave an organization not because of organization, but because of the leadership and also the management of the organization. So if you can avoid by training the people, training the leader, okay, so that you and also engage the workforce efficiently and effectively, making the organization a best place to work. One of the things that in HR you will be definitely learn is that the branding of the employer. And branding of the employer is firstly the brand starts within, internally. Employee must feel part of the organization, they are happy to be part of the organization, they are happy to work for the organization. So the branding starts within and then outside. Okay, so they will be able to retain talent. Retention of talent itself can be considered as that you are able to prevent the wastage of your ideas, talent, okay, strategies from going out of the organization. That itself, although not directly, indirectly helps in sustainability of people.
Thank you, sir. We move towards paperwork as well, sir, when it comes to benefits.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, paperwork too. That's one. But just one that can, because we look at sustainability only in terms of not wasting resources, not using energy, too much of energy and all that. But if you look at from a thick or wide perspective, sustainability also refers to not wasting any resources. When I say resources means not wasting human resources, financial resources. So resources in organization we can look into from the manpower, money, machines, methods, markers, material, all these are resources, including time. Time is also a resource. Everything is to be managed efficiently and effectively by the leaders and also people in the organization.
Sir, I have a question.
Sure.
So we are talking about employee behavior, green practices, green HRM practices. Do you think that green employee behavior should be integrated into the KPIs?
Okay. KPI, usually when we set a KPI and we measure KPI, we have to look into, there are three aspects. One is outcome based, results based, that is your KPI. Second is behavior based, third can be trait based. Usually my suggestion or recommendation is that the outcome based, performance based, the revenue, profit or performance based should be at least 70 to 80% of the measurement. The remaining 20 to 30% can focus on behavior and trait. So when you are looking into embedding green HR practices, it can be more from the behavioral side, behavior, but you can also embed it in the outcome side, aspect of the performance management. So you can either embed it in the outcome to some extent, but it should go into the behavior. Like what we say is the behavior. Alright? So it should be embedded in the PMS or the performance management system, and it should be also measured extent to which the employee able to what we call utilize the resources of the organization efficiently and effectively in order not to waste any resources. So I hope that clarifies your curiosity.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
I am Suresh. I am doing working research on mindfulness, sir.
Yeah.
Please give me a small information. How mindfulness impact on employees in the workplace?
Okay. Mindfulness is being present at the time. So when you say mindfulness, when you go into the concept of mindfulness, human resource management, there have been many research looked into mindfulness, and from the philosophical perspective, spiritual perspective, even if you look into research and materials related to spirituality, HRM, okay, you will be able to get a lot of resources that has been written related to mindfulness. In fact, this can also be related and embedded in the area of sustainability. Okay, you can also look into when you are focusing, when you tend to focus your thoughts, okay, your presence in doing a particular task, okay, you tend to be more efficient and more effective. The focus must be always on the task, not on the outcome. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the saying that your focus should be on the job, on the task, not on the outcome. Remember, there is a sloka also in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, verse 47, that says that focusing on the work. You have the right to work, right to focus on your work, but you do not have the right to focus on the outcome. So it is an essential concept, essential practice that can be used, that can be taken to help the employee to become more, to train the employee and help the employee to be more efficient and effective in their role and also in their tasks that they will do in the organization.
Thank you so much, Professor, for your valuable time. And a small information about Professor. He has, got an expert from India to train him about Sanskrit, and he has been doing a lot of research in Bhagavad Gita, and he have delivered a lot of speeches in American University. Okay, so thank you, Professor, because your eminence, most of the people don't know. So I would like to create an awareness about you. Thank you, Professor.
Well, in fact, I'm a student. Okay, everyone learns.
Yes.
I'm learning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In fact, even in the area of sustainability, we learn many things. I learn by interacting with you. You learn by interacting with me.
Yes.
And the conference is the stage where everyone learns. Nobody can say they have expertise in every field.
Yeah.
So today.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you everybody.
Thank you. We conclude. Give a big applause to Professor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you for time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bala, for joining us and spending an early weekend with us. Before inviting the next keynote speaker, our Chief of Honor for the valedictory session, let me briefly introduce Dr. Sheetal. Dr. Sheetal Mahendra, Head of Academics, Analytics, Icisd Global. Dr. Sheetal Mahendra has over 27 years of rich experience in industry and academia. She is certified as full member of IOA. She has been featured as one of India's 20 pragmatic women leaders in higher education in 2022 by Academic Insights for her contribution towards societal upliftment and educational society. Dr. Sheetal has received Best Professor in Quantitative Techniques and Analytics Award at Asia Pacific HRM Congress Awards. She's on the board of subject experts in area of analytics with several reputed universities. She is proficient with various analytical tools She has conducted several workshops, FTPs, MDBs on data analysis using R, Python, SPSS, Tableau, SQL, Excel, which are participants from industry, academia, and from India as well as abroad. She has published several papers in IEEE, Scopus Index, Web of Science, ABEC listed journals, and peer-reviewed journals. Dr. Sheetal is also a member of Women Indian Chamber of Commerce, WICCI, Karnataka Sustainable Development Goals Council, and she currently heads the Council of Research and Analytics under Vision Karnataka Foundation. Ma'am, the stage is yours. Please give a round of applause for ma'am.
Very good morning, and thank you for the introduction. And I would like to thank Dr. Arun, who is not here now. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Raghavendra. Thank you, conveners of the conference, and everybody present here. So, we've been hearing from yesterday about sustainability, innovation. I will be doing it very briefly. First, give a very brief introduction of what is sustainability and innovation. A little bit on this, and then the role of analytics, how it helps in this area. So that will be the talk. And dear students, so just listen. From the basic idea of what is sustainability and what is innovation, you've been hearing, so I'm sure you know what it is. This is a very small video with which I want to start. The next one. Just play that.
Are you an innovator and want to learn more about sustainable innovation? In this video, we'll explain what sustainable innovation means, why it is important, and how to do it. Sustainable innovation is new products, services, or processes that are good for the organization and also for society in the long term. Too often in the past, companies innovated only to sell more stuff, to increase their top line. But this has taken a toll on the environment. Take capsule coffee machines for example. They gave us high quality coffee at home and became very popular. But as a result, 29,000 plastic capsules are dumped in landfill sites every minute. Sustainable innovation is different. Biobin, a British startup, collects used coffee grounds and turns them into fuel. First, the companies that want to make the world better attract the best people. Second, sustainability sparks creativity. People who care about society produce more innovations and better innovations. Third, sustainable companies are more resilient. That means surviving crises, more stable share prices, and higher long-term revenues. If sustainability is so important to innovation, why don't more firms do it? Because it takes time, focus, and effort. But it can start with small steps. First, tackle the low-hanging fruit that don't fundamentally change what you do. For instance, a car manufacturer could use less energy in making and selling cars. Second, think about how you can deliver the value differently. For example, if you make cars, think of yourself as selling mobility. That opens up the options of making electric cars or even offering car sharing services. Most advanced is to collaborate. Collaboration is fun, and leads to niche markets that others can't easily replicate. Sustainable innovations are the future. With all the net zero commitments being made, jump on the bandwagon or get left behind. NBS guides managers in tackling sustainability issues with research-based insights.
Next slide.
Join us on this.
Yeah. So it's just a basic introduction on what is sustainability, innovation. So innovation is a part we needed, bring out new products. So that's what organizations are always working towards, new services, new products, etc. Now in return, we have to keep it sustainable. That is, what we use today, it should be enough and more in good condition for the future generations. That is what we are looking forward to. And from many years, this has been the talk, that we need to leave the environment and the society in a position that the future generations have it in the very best way that they can get it. Now, education institutions also, we work towards, maybe times ranking or whatever. Every work that we do or every action, every event that is conducted, maybe even this conference, you link it to one of the SDG goals and create more awareness about it. One side is for accreditation, one ranking, etc. But the other side is the good that you're doing by spreading the word and making more students. You are the future. Making you all aware on every step that you do is very important. Another aspect can be research, but practical aspect is what the students will be doing it on a daily basis. So SDG 3, which we talk about health and well-being, so it could be sports, it can be anything. So I was also a part of Erasmus project where it was how to reduce non-communicable diseases in Southeast Asian countries. So about 6-7 countries, 3 from Europe, 3-4 Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, we were all a part of this project, where it's basically to bring in sports and basic exercise, which the students, you conduct some workshops, etc. in every neighborhood, make everybody aware of it on a daily basis, simple exercises which people can incorporate and have. The simplest, diabetes is there like maximum everywhere, even that can be reduced. So it's just creating awareness and spreading the word. So all these are SDG goals, so which we connect in the education industry is like health and well-being. SDG 4 being quality education, which we all are always working towards. SDG 5 gender inequality. SDG 10 reducing inequalities. So inclusion. You keep listening to this inclusion everywhere. It is not only for people with disabilities, but even other people. Being inclusive. It could be economically, it could be socially, it could be gender, it can be various things. Making your place inclusive, organization inclusive, we all being inclusive within ourselves. Even this is towards one of the SDG goals. And partnership for goals, like we've heard earlier also. We are doing partnerships with various organizations in India and abroad, globally, for various goals. All this brings it together, and there are 17 SDG goals. I have mentioned only 5 here, and the others also contribute to the complete sustainability. So, whatever we just saw the video and this, we are using so much of electronics, electrical goods, electronics. Of course, there's a lot of electrical waste here, and which is very hazardous. So we already know about this waste segregation, recycling, reproduce, and also the circular economy. For you to recycle the waste, you need collection of waste. That is your raw material for recycling. So that's where circular economy comes into place. And yeah. Nowadays, everybody is listening so much towards this that we need data to do this analysis, and that's where all the analysis comes into the picture. So I want to concentrate more on the analytics role in all this studies, or it is not only studies, it's for you also to be aware. You need data. Okay, what's the percentage, what's happening? Now everybody wants, you're using recycling bags, So how much percentage people actually want to go in for it? You can see that there's a big rise in numbers where people are aware of this, and no, go back. Yeah. So this is just one example which is collected to identify how many consumers want that they are using the items or even for packaging which can be recycled. So more and more people are aware of what they are buying, what is the kind of product, how is it even packaged, and so the data shows how it is. Now even if you want to launch a new product into the market, so we are doing surveys. After that, what do? Collect the demographic data, so we are getting the basics, that is your basic analytics, just the percentages, etc. that we get, descriptive statistics or descriptive analytics. And that we want to use it further and see what prediction we can do. So that's where the predictive modeling, predictive analytics comes into the picture, which is used in every area. Yesterday we were listening to healthcare. So you keep seeing various healthcare packages keep coming, and there is different kind of tests that are included in your packages. Now how is this new thing coming up every time? So again here data is collected from the hospitals, seeing what kind of tests people are doing regularly, bundling up the tests which are more that people go in for, and bringing out various packages for 2,000 rupees. Now vitamin D, vitamin B12 is so much into the test that is being packaged as maybe for some places 2,000, only the separate tests which will cover up these basic things like sodium and all that, because that is what most of the people are going in for tests these days. Separate full health package is also there. So now how all this is being done is the role of analytics that comes over here, where you are studying the patterns of the consumer, the pattern of what behavior, how it is working, how they are buying things, whether it is online, offline, healthcare, services, it could be anything. So pattern analysis is coming into picture, and using this we build models that to identify which is the most important ones. Like earlier we were using AMOS from the SEM, we were picking up, reducing all the variables, picking up few which are important. But now we moved on, we moved to Python, we moved to other softwares or tools I should say, which is helping us to find the accuracy. How accurate am I when I tell that these 5 are the most critical variables that is leading to some X result. So I'm using predictive analytics for that, and with the accuracy. So if it's in medical care, I would see to it that the accuracy is very high, above 95%. You cannot go wrong over there in where you are predicting about some medical situation. But maybe if it's some other products, even 80-85% accuracy is okay, acceptable to an extent. So predictive analytics plays a very good role over there. And then when you prescribe to the companies, if you're a consultant, you're doing your prescriptive analytics. Now optimization, how much more you keep increasing and optimizing the results, leading again to sustainability. You can go next. Energy consumption. Many places, if you see, as you walk, probably then the light switches on and you move off, it is switched off. Again, it is sustainable energy consumption. IoT comes into the picture. So you also have traffic lights, cloud computing. AWS has installed, at least in Bangalore, more than 47 roads. It is checking how many vehicles are there, and automatically the traffic light is monitored by the length of the vehicles that are standing there at the signal. So this is again one of the moves towards managing the road traffic, managing the energy consumption at various places like your lights, the solar, wind energy. All this we've been doing for almost 20 years. But now more of the role of AI and IoT. So how this works, how it cuts off the consumption when it is not required, and how it switches on whenever it is required. So these things are leading more and more towards the conservation of energy. This is one example from Google. Again, AI-powered data centers. So data centers are very large, which consume a lot of energy, but then how it is able to conserve this? They are having reduction in power consumption at these data centers. They have the cooling system, so which brings down the heat that is generated from this large data centers, and that is able to reduce by almost, I think almost 40% reduction is there in the energy consumption through that. So, yeah, so there are many challenges. We keep reading that it's not very easy, or what are the challenges in AI, what are the challenges in analytics, etc. First of all, collecting data is, yes, very expensive. It is a large job to be done. Data collection is a very big work. And then validating the data that is collected. All data that is collected is not useful, or all data that is collected need not be correct. So validating the data. Now if I say 100% job for me from data collection to analysis, the 60% is the data collection preparedness of the data. That itself is the 60% of the job. You clean it, validate it, make it ready to use. So that is a big cost. So initially this is a high cost. And then there are a lot of regulations, compliances, and skilled force. Now amongst how many of people are sitting here, students, how many of this many students, maybe 10% will learn analytics or go into this role. But then so there is a huge demand for this. So we need more and more skilled people in this field, so that then the cost will start reducing. Use of AI is very, it's not costly. Now you're also using ChatGPT or many other powered, AI-powered tools. That is not very expensive, but for that to reach to us, the process is very expensive. What I should say, the process of developing it is so expensive, not the use of it. So the whole process of this, we need more and more people skilled in this area, which will help us to move towards, again, it leads towards sustainability, leads towards innovation. So I have just brought out this aspect of analytics, role of analytics part in sustainability and innovation. The other parts which we've been hearing already, I didn't want to repeat the same thing again and again over the period. Yeah. And so the policy makers also are bringing in a lot of changes, including, I told, inclusivity and etc. So but the policy makers want to know that for how many people will it reach. If the reach is large and if many people are using, then the policy comes out. Else it takes many years to come into action. So bringing out the data, bringing this awareness is very essential. So again it comes back to data. Again it comes back to analyzing the data, bringing out facts and figures. So unless and until this data comes out, it takes years for the policies to come out and years for it to come into action. So yes, this is my brief address, and I'm open to questions. I want it to be more interactive. Others just listening will not help. Students, I want to hear from you all. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah.
You don't have to be a researcher to interact with me. What I spoke is very elementary for UG level.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Sam.
Good morning.
Ma'am, is it the company's responsibility to reach out to people and bring in sustainability, or wait until it becomes the consumer need?
So you want companies to?
Is it the company's responsibility to reach out and bring sustainability as a lifestyle, or wait until it becomes the consumer need?
Companies to reach out to general public, you're telling?
Yes.
No, it is a responsibility of each and every human being to be to make every step towards sustainability. So right from you, right from me. So nobody needs to come and tell us. Our basic acts of every day, I think that most common we keep hearing is the use of plastic, but it's much more beyond that also. Waste segregation, plastic use, or so that is towards environment. But there are many other SDG goals are 17, including gender inequality or inclusivity, or it could be health and well-being. So this is all our personal thing. I think each one of us should be responsible enough, and if everyone is responsible enough, we are moving towards that. So by companies coming and telling, it's not going to, I think, make so much of impact, because how much can they spread the word and how much are we ready to listen to somebody going on talking. I think each one of us need to do it. And nowadays most of us are quite aware, everyone wants to exercise every day. This is the one basic thing, or just walk every day. Even this is towards one of the steps towards this.
So the data that needs to be reached out to people, is it again to the people?
Yes, so the data collection, maybe for what I said is for some more policies to come up. Like if I mentioned this was regarding inclusion, if I was to speak about some policies coming up for inclusion, for that, they need the data. I was just listening to another talk this morning, and there is like, if I have to say, maybe, we have crores of population, and even if there is say more than 10 lakhs or 50 lakhs people who come under this category, but there is no data telling us so many people are there. People don't come out and participate in this kind of surveys, or come out and tell. If I have to speak about Bangalore, even now there's quite a lot of awareness of this, but I don't think in all other cities so much awareness is this regarding various kinds of inclusion and inclusive activities, including public spaces. It should be inclusive. So I think it will take a long time to reach there, but as I mentioned, it has to be from each individual. So companies coming out and doing may not help, each of us have to do it, and for the policy to come, they need data. For the policy makers, because they need data, they need analysis to bring out a policy. So for that, again, individuals should come out forward. Do I answer? Odia? Thank you. Students, anymore, don't you have any doubts? I don't think I'm so clear in what I spoke. You should have some questions.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
No?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Wait, dear, if you want to ask me afterwards any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Our students are mostly intellectual. They'll come back to you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational talk on importance of analytics and its role in sustainable innovation. It was a delight hearing from you, and the words you left that we need to leave the society and resources to the future generations in best way possible. I think that will stick with our students on their journey towards sustainability as well as responsible citizens. Now, moving on to the next keynote speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Banu Prakash Reddy, an alumnus of Osmania University, IIT Bombay, IIM Bangalore, with a postdoctoral degree from Birla Institute. He also serves as a partner and director of growth and strategy at Plural Technology Private Limited. His career began with diverse experience in multinational corporations and startups before founding Batronics India Limited, a trade baser in barcode technology, IoT, RFID and smart card manufacturing. Dr. Reddy has invested in ventures across US, Middle East, Sri Lanka, and had been involved in national ID projects in UAE, Sri Lanka, South Africa, and of course the Aadhaar initiative in India. His professional roles include contribution to Spantech Engineers, Amtech, Greylogic Technologies, PayGST and PayMyVAT. He was a founding director and a strategic advisor for Unschool and Urban Kisan, which was selected by Y Combinator. Dr. Reddy has also served as a president, director, trustee of the IIM Bangalore Alumni Association, secretary of IIM Pact in Singapore, and holds various positions in multiple institutions. He currently chairs TIE Grad globally and represents TIE Hyderabad and serves as a director and advisor at the Osmania University Foundation, IIM Visakhapatnam. Additionally, he is an advising member and mentor at IIT Hyderabad, IIT Hyderabad and PHEB and NMIMS. Without much ado, sir, please take over the stage. A big round of applause to Dr. Reddy.
Good morning, friends. I'm sure after Dr. Nani spoke about me, what is the gentleman and businessman doing with all these organizations here? Probably it is my passion that I've been pursuing my education. Even after 25 years after my entrepreneurship program, I went for my PhD. Just to ensure that upskill my skill sets, and I seriously did that. I'm sure today I've seen many of you people speaking about it, and yesterday also there were sessions about the innovative and sustainable business practices. But I come here on behalf of an entrepreneurial community and tell you about how I practically, whatever we spoke here, induced the entire systems into my ecosystem over there. Thank you, Arun Kumar Garu. I mean, you are very so great, like, you've been chasing me, and I've been traveling from Japan, and I came back to Bombay, and I'm still feeling sleepy, but I missed out my presentation, but I will send you because I'm in the middle of that thing actually. I'm going to add those things to you, and you're really great. I can just say about that. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I did not say much, but I will tell you about some practical things that I have actually implemented. For all the esteemed delegates here, dignitaries, innovators, industry leaders, students, faculty members, and of course, I call you, all of you people sitting over here, as future change makers. And probably this 2 day session would have been giving you a lot of insights. I have seen, I have heard, I was fortunate enough to be part of 3 revolutions which has happened actually. One is Industrial Revolution, where my father was actually part of that Industrial Revolution, where we used to go to the factory and used to work there. It was just a survival part. And there it was what, the factory was said, like in the morning, they have to go in the morning 6 o'clock, they have to come back by 4:30, it's just a survival part. The next generation, information, the technology, the revolution happened was information revolution. Now from information revolution, today you are in the digital revolution. I can tell you one small example. From Bombay I was flying back and I came to Hyderabad and I just took a train from Vande Bharat to come to Vijayawada. So there was a gentleman beside my seat actually. And he was actually paying vendors money. And what he did was so surprising to me. By his phone, one phone, he actually paid almost 67 lakhs and he's just noting down in another format in his laptop. But everything transaction happened on his mobile phone. Look what has made change actually. I still remember to send some money to somebody, I used to go to the bank, send a form in a line over there. The whole digital transformation has changed over here. Now, how many people do not know about artificial intelligence here? Can you raise your hand? People don't know.
You don't know, raise your hand, huh? How do you know?
No, I said people who don't know.
Don't know, okay.
Okay, how many people know artificial intelligence? Fantastic, look, this is what we are talking about today. In fact, even my grandmother knows about artificial intelligence. She keeps telling me like, hey, better learn, she said, because in fact, if you look at the TV, she's much more energized with all the technology what she uses across the future. In fact, she actually tells one of my co-brother and how to do business using technology. So that is what the technology era we are today right now. And why? Because this artificial intelligence is actually giving scientific and realistic data. I don't know, but for me, it's actually making me lazy. And anything I wanted, I just go to the chat GPT. I should stop myself, but I do not know how to stop it across picture to you. But I just want to tell you, the world is slightly, rapidly is changing. What worked yesterday may not work for tomorrow. I'm sure Madeline also, everybody is going to agree over here. What worked yesterday is not going to work for tomorrow. That's exactly where entrepreneurs like us actually are struggling hard. Innovation and sustainability, they're no longer choices. There are necessities actually. And I mean, everybody knows about here what happened to Nokia. How many people know Nokia phone over here? You heard about it? Why did they fail? Because they not adopted the technology, the change which is there actually, the digital era. They ignored it. And companies like, iPhone and Samsung took over that. And we have practically seen it. Kodak is another example, who were actually doing the digital cameras, but they were not able to come up with the new technology. Nowhere you heard about Kodak over here right now. All these things are live examples and sun examples to us actually. And of course, I can always tell you again, Uber has not invented taxis. What did they do actually? It changed how to book them, right? Am I right? They don't have cars, they don't own cars, but how did they do that actually? That's exactly where we come from actually. So when I started a company called Bartronics, the barcoding company in India, first time on the technology front over here, we wanted to change, disrupt technology. We want to bring in barcode technology to India. It was way back in 1997, the new companies were talking about barcode technology. We introduced barcode technology so that the entire retail market changed. We were there in the hospitals, we were there in the manufacturing units. The disruption about barcode technology has emerged into the industry manufacturing areas, where we have seen in the retail market today, there has been change over there. And I spent whole of my time in the technology front over there. From there, from barcode to RFID to QR codes, the whole thing changed. Can you just imagine a street vendor, when you go to a street vendor? I've never seen, in fact, I've just experimented, almost a year back, not even a year back, 8 months back. I took a oath that, I not spend a single money, cash in my pocket. I'm sure how many people have got cash today in their pocket? Very less, right? Very few. I did it actually, 3 months. And I was been traveling because I was setting up my companies from northeast in there to here down. I have not taken a single rupee cash in my pocket. I just want to test actually. Digital money was every corner. Arunachal Pradesh, I went there to a smallest street vendor. Digital economy was working over there. That was a change that we saw across the church. And we were working in one of the projects here for the aquaculture. I'm sure the coastal market design here is the aquaculture manufacturing factory. And a decade back, I just came to know how much is aquaculture business opportunity. Can you have any great idea how much aquaculture business happens in India? A value? Anybody can tell me? How much business they do? Prawn, aquaculture, fish and everything. Any idea? 47,000 crores. Shrimp market. We were amazed. And we were called to digitize this when they were doing 27,000 crores turnover. They were called us and said this pond manufacturing where the shrimp and other pond things. They asked us, can you do a different solution to us so that we can safeguard our solutions and technology and everything. We were the first guys who implemented IoT sensors where pH value, oxygen and salt content can be found out from the ponds, and we ensure that what food goes at what time, everything on regular intervals. We want even the ambulances where the farmers able to get a report then and there itself, which they used to wait there for a very long time. The whole thing has changed over the environment. The whole technology has changed. So I'm just telling you a couple of examples like this and how we started Bartronics. In fact, one of the solutions that we have implemented in Bartronics solution, I'm sure a lot of people might have gone to Tirupati Devasthanam Balaji temple. How many people have been there? Oh, fantastic. Have you ever seen a barcode wristband for your hand? So we implemented barcode wristband for crowd management system. That was the biggest challenge thrown to us on the technology front, saying that how do you manage the crowd management system? How do you manage, giving Laddu Prasadam tokens, in a systematic manner? We use barcode technology. We use barcode technology to ensure the crowd management was clear across the region, because somebody was going to go to temple and they can pre-book their tickets and their scheduled time to go to temple there actually. The entire thing was technology driven. We have literally implemented over there, and imagine 1 lakh pilgrims coming every day to temple. We used wristbands and the barcode wristbands so that they can track and trace them at what time they can go to the darshan there. So I'll just give you an example if you're getting confused. Example, if I'm as a child, when I was a kid, I used to go to Tirupati Devasthanam temple. My father used to take me there. And we are unsure because sometimes the Lord Darshan takes us 30 to 40 hours. So what happens is, we are not sure about return ticket across. So they used to book tickets for 3 days after we arrive over there. But what now we did is, when somebody wants to go to Tirupati Devasthanam temple, they can pre-book tickets so that this time at 3:30 tomorrow, if I reach there in the morning, 3:30 I get a darshan, I'll come out, probably I'll take an evening train or some flight or something, commute to come back actually. So we made the whole job easy by using this technology. And how we did this, the entire solution was a great testament to our company, the digital technology. And one of the solutions, probably I do not know how many people have heard a company called Hair One Solution. Anybody heard Hair One Solution? The girls or somebody? They had a problem with the hairs. Everybody has got a problem actually. In fact, you will be surprised to know that I was been interacting with them, mentoring with them, talking to them. We have understood that the hair problem on the platform, digital platform, they do not go anywhere else. Across the globe, the 2 girls, I'm talking about 2 girls who actually had this problem, who had thin hair and they were shy to go outside for any of the parties. They actually came and said, okay, let us solve a problem, this problem actually. So digitally what they've done is they have created a mobile application. You can just go back and check Hair, H-A-I-R, Hair 1, numeric 1. That's the company name actually. And what they did is, they said, okay, you can just go take a picture of your hair and send it to them. They'll give a solution, patch one, and they'll send it and courier it to you. And I was amazed at the amount of business that has happened. Can you just imagine? They're doing a business of about 89 crores. They just started about 8 months back. How these digital, the innovation things are changing in the digital area is what you as a young generation has to think about it. Now, I'm sure again, the local restaurants, the Swiggy, Zomatos, how they have changed. In fact, I was surprised to know that 49 millions of idlis were sold through Swiggy. How did this happen? What is this innovation, digital innovation has changed over there? Sitting at home, everything is going to come back to you. You just ponder your thoughts how the entire thing was developed. So, in the course of time, I had a chance and opportunity to work on agriculture fund. I don't know how many people are aware of Urban Kisan here. Anybody know Urban Kisan? Hydroponics, soilless farming. It was an opportunity given to me, and we went and implemented Urban Kisan, a company which actually was working, and we had a young man called Bihari, and he was a cost accountant. I'm just trying to say about you how the business idea has come out there actually. So we were thinking about, creating a solution for agriculture with what? Soilless farming. So we just started a company called Urban Kisan, and the entire thing was on the digital platform, technology that we have used over there. So that the people, we enable that what time the nutrition has to go into the field, into the water, is all been environmental through digital transformation. what we use IoT sensors over there. So how things have been changing in the business platforms actually. Now, Netflix and Blockbuster, I'm sure you must be knowing about what people who don't adopt technology, how things are going to back across picture. Netflix has immediately moved forward and they've changed the entire aspect of business opportunity over there. And Madam was talking about how Google has actually tried to save the environmental by using those power consumptions in the data centers. So all these things probably you need to go and start thinking about it, how they have excellently done over there. And I just wanted to come back to one small thing across. Digital transformation is not about replacing people. This is exactly the biggest worry for the people across. No, it is not. And I'm standing example right in front of you, and I'm still recruiting people. I have 2,500 employees in my company. I'm still recruiting employees over here. So it is not, transformation is not is about replacing people, but about enhancing efficiency and great customer satisfaction and experience is what that is needed across picture. And humor is almost necessary over there. If you don't use the technology, probably we'll be left behind, and who don't adopt digital transformation, they'll be nowhere in the radar. So the human element in the digital era is where AI automation is bringing a lot of change, and I can talk about a couple of things. I mean, in the health sector side, I don't know how many people know AIG Hospital. How many people know AIG Hospital? Okay, great. So Dr. Ragesh Reddy was actually inventing one of the small camera tablet which you can put inside. The gut can understand and everything to you. It was very costly earlier. It was 25,000 rupees. Now they're bringing it to almost 500 rupees, that camera, which goes inside the picture tube. So you can imagine a doctor who is actually continuously working on a technology front. So every company today is a challenge thrown to us across picture tube. So this is what exactly we are trying to do across. And you can see Urban Clap, how it has changed. And again, I wanted to emphasize on certain things here. Technology is not just a tool, and human remain the ultimate innovators, and future belongs to us. So I just wanted to get you, what are those three things that you have to be remembered across. So there's something called as 3I model. It's known as the innovation. I'm sure what you know about 3I is the first stands for the innovation. And of course, Tesla is another example. Digital farming, I just spoke about that. And of course, another lesson that I'm talking about is the impact. From the innovation to impact, how do you create and how do you integrate the sustainability is another impact aspect of this entire thing. And of course, the way we have changed in our company and everyday technology keeps happening. And this is the challenge thrown to the leaders, and especially the educationists who are coming over here has to come back and study. We actually go back to a lot of universities and go back and take the help of professors and students like you to come back and study the practices, best practices that can happen in technology over there. So I'm sure without much making bigger things, innovation, sustainability, and business practices in the digital era, I think it is a must, and we have been implementing it practical over there. Thank you. And any questions from your side? I can talk about practical on entrepreneurial mindset. Any questions?
Any questions? Dr. Shogar, you would like to ask questions? You wait. No. Okay.
Great. Fantastic.
Any questions, participants?
So I'm around here, and probably I'm more a practical person to come and talk one-on-one. If you think how you have implemented, how successfully you have done.
Sir, one question.
Please.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for your wonderful and insightful exposition with regard to the innovation. So, with regard to the entrepreneurial mindset that you just mentioned, one aspect of the entrepreneurial mindset is the self-efficacy, self-control. So, can you shed some light on that?
What is that?
Self-efficacy.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to hear from you about that.
So one thing that I can talk about is, we as a company are ensuring that continuous learning has to be there. That is one aspect that we have taken a decision. And probably if you have seen an example of 3M, where the employees were given a free hand to go and work across picture. And the stick-on, you see the stick-on there, that the product has come out, when the leisure time, they are able to find out. So most of the things, the efficacy, like we are trying to talk about, more on training employees, training people. Continuous learning is what we are actually aiming at across picture. If there is no continuous learning in any of these environmental, especially in the business side, I think they are absolutely failure. So we are ensuring that our employees get a complete training programs on a regular basis, and probably in such of those conferences like we get a lot of speakers from outside so that people know what is there, and also sharpening their skill sets actually. What they have learned, probably today if you see any technology, every 6 months you see a new technology is coming inside. So that is exactly where we are trying to change, right from it was earlier in the pyramid structure from top down to down here, but now we are changing it to pyramid structure, right from the bottom line, we are making it much more effective and efficient so that our product comes out very well. Great. Anybody else?
Good morning sir, any question? When you look at technological developments or innovation happening in India, when you compare with the rest of the world like USA or China, where exactly do we stand right now?
That's an excellent question actually. Probably if you go back and check what is actually happening in other countries here versus here, there's a lot of difference actually. Because there's no proper research. That's exactly what we're lacking, sir. Without research, things are not moving forward. For example, any challenge is thrown. If you look at China, they keep learning from the other world countries. And for example, America and other countries, they got enough money for the research centers. So there's been thrown to the people and government is enabling them to work on the research center. We are, if you ask me, yes, we are back. But one other good part is we're good learners. We are able to understand. Probably, for example, you would have seen it in Amirpet, when I still remember in my SAP days when I used to work on the project. Just before SAP was launched over there, in Amirpet, it was launched in Amirpet long time back. So we are very good at copying things actually. And we know how to make copy and also make sure that it's our product. And that's what we have done, and in a lighter sense across. But I'm sure now that things have changed because we as the service providers, which is our strength, our country's strength is servicing. So we are able to learn much better. And God's gift, because of our basic education institution like this VIT, our schools have been taught how strong those, our roots are made much stronger. So we are learning actually. We are working very hard. We are putting our best efforts. We are actually now reaching out to a lot of IITs. Thanks to a lot of IITs, VITs, big institutions. They are actually taking the subject matter experts in this particular area. Great. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm talking about basically sustaining the business in this rapid technological advancements. So in 1990s, I heard about your company Bartronics, which is pretty old those days. How did you sustain these many years in the rapid technological advancement? And that's one question. Second thing is how, while implementing technological advancements or learning, you said learning is continuous process in your company, and how along with the learning, along with the technological advancement, there is a lot of stress also involved among the employees. So how you're taking care of your employees in terms of their emotional intelligence or happiness to reduce their stress and also adding value to your business by your...
Excellent, sir. Great question actually. In fact, just to go back again to what I've been talking to you, when we started Bartronics, it was actually focused only on the barcode solutions. And I'm sure everybody will have seen any of these barcodes. Can anybody say, you have a barcode in front of you, anybody? Any barcode, pen, book or something you must have, at least a water bottle. So can you just read out one of the number? Can get up somebody, can take a mic and tell me the number? Just read out the number.
Yeah, you can just
02001329. 890251901323.
890 read number, right?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody know what is that number? No. No, sir was asking same question. What was the problem that why don't we learn across? We don't know when we have seen every product, everybody has seen 890 code in your number actually. And nobody bothered what is that 890 stands for actually. A 13-digit number. A 13-digit number called as EAN13, European Article Numbering System. A barcode which has got a number over there called as EAN13. Now it is called GS1, Global Standard Numbering System. So the 13-digit number and 890 stands for country code. That is India, manufactured from India. Any bottle that you just see over here, the barcode over here, stands as an Indian code. And it is a manufacturing, whether it is a perishable good, non-perishable good, then from there, what is the good across each other. So that is what was lacking. In fact, when I started my first company, when I saw a barcode, I had an inquisitive nature to understand why is this 13-digit number code is there. They checked this code. And I went around all the places to come and research. Probably that's because I am an entrepreneur today. So to answer your question, sir, when we started barcoding, the biggest challenge was printing barcodes in everywhere, there were the barcodes over there. And we suddenly realized in one of the conferences that I went, like this conference, I was in US, in Las Vegas. I just saw one company was implementing RFID technology, an Israeli-based company. So I just heard about them and I went back. I'm talking about this in 1997. And when I went in 1997 to Israel, the technology was so advanced. In fact, I saw one of the RFID chip they manufactured. They said like they implemented in one of them. Somebody said volunteer it. I volunteered and they said implemented chip here. And they asked me to walk in the demo rooms actually, where I walk in, the door opens actually. So I was amazed how the technology is moving around the place. So we came back and said, okay, God, we have done barcoding. Already time has come that we have to introduce RFID technology. When RFID technology came into picture, we were implementing RFID technology, RFDC and RFID technology. Suddenly they said like, RFID is something that you have to show your card and move forward. How can a battery-based RFID card, when you just walking inside, the door should open there. So that came into picture. We started learning. Then again, became Wi-Fi tags. Because if you go to a huge, a store in, let's example, you're talking about warehouse management system. So there are a lot of equipments. In fact, we were surprised to know that Visakhapatnam Steel Plant, when we went there, the challenge was, there's a product available there, some bearing which is very, very important. In spite, somewhere there in the storeroom, it's a huge storeroom when you go back there, you can't understand where the equipment is there. And on an emergency basis, they will order one more. They feel that it's not available on an emergency basis. So all the costly equipments, we actually put RFID tags so that they keep talking to them that they're available there. In fact, Ratan Tata ji, Anand Mahindra ji, when we have done automobile industry, the cars get manufactured, the defects cars had an RFID card. In fact, I still remember late Ratan Tata ji was wondering, he gave a challenge. One of the Indica car got manufactured and it was kept aside because there was some problem. And this Ratan Tata ji was walking around the place and was doing car. He saw the old version car was still there. He said, what is the problem? They said, oh, this is the problem in this car because we could not able to identify the problem. So who is telling me? So the whole background check things went bad. So they went across. So we went and learned about RFID technology. Then we went and learned about it. Yes, there is stress from the employees. There is a challenge. But what we saw, there is a learning curve. When, as a leaders, when we come back and learn, and they saw us learning, the whole thing changed. For example, we talk about when we implemented the time management system, access control systems, file running systems, the whole thing has changed. So the perception has changed, people started learning, and we said we have to survive. What I meant the industrial revolution, computer digital revolution. We said that the technology as moving forward, we have to be upgraded, upskilled, else we are failures. That is what the continuous learning process. For every company, I'm not talking about my own company, I'm talking about every company which is there, is all again working on that, upskilling, on a regular basis. We have a challenge. Yes, we have a challenge. People who are not able to do it, we are still putting our best efforts and doing the process. Great. Thank you so much, and I'm available here. Please start.
Thank you.
So fantastic. Thank you so much. You all the way explaining yourself and giving time.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your practical experience with our students. Your project with the project of implementing backbone in TTT or other initiative has touched millions of people across the country. The session was very interactive, and on a personal note, it was wonderful interacting with you today. Such a first-hand knowledge and information. Thank you so much. I would once again like to thank Dr. Sheetal Mahendra, Dr. Ram Prakash Reddy and Dr. Balakrishnan for accepting our invitation to be the keynote speakers in our conference. That brings us to the end of the morning session. Dear students, the afternoon session will begin exactly at 2 o'clock. You are expected to be here by 1:50 p.m. without fail. Please finish your lunch and be here on time. And your attendance will be monitored as well. And your refreshment is being arranged at the back side. Please go to the back door like yesterday, and it is available. Thank you so much for coming.
The recording has stopped.